For the second straight game, the Pelicans were forced to rally from behind against the Heat on Christmas on Friday. Unlike their opener against Toronto, New Orleans could not complete the comeback, falling to Miami 111-98. The New Orleans Pelicans fell behind early, more on that later, and were forced to play from behind for much of Friday's contest. The lead reached as many as 23 in the first half before Williamson and Brandon Ingram did all they could to drag New Orleans back into the game. However, despite not having Jimmy Butler for the second half due to an ankle injury, the Heat fended off the Pelicans, keeping them at bay in the fourth to hold onto the win. Ingram finished with 28 points and Williamson had 24. Josh Hart added 12 points off the bench. The good, Ingram and ZionIngram and Williamson were all the Pelicans had going for them on Friday. Combined, the two scored 60 of New Orleans' 98 points and had 18 of the team's 31 field goals. Williamson started doing his damage midway through the second period and continued into the third, attacking the rim relentlessly and finishing with 15 free throw attempts. Ingram really came alive in the third quarter, serving as one of the main catalysts in the team's comeback effort that trimmed the lead down to single digits at one point. The first half the Pelicans dug themselves a large hole in the first half behind a putrid defensive effort. The Miami lead peaked at 23 points thanks in large part to Duncan Robinson's three-point shooting. However, the Heat were able to create those looks for Robinson and others due to subpar defense from the Pelicans. Mix in a poor shooting night from JJ Redick and a terrible night from Bledsoe, and New Orleans, for the second game running, found itself in an early hole that they were forced to fight out of. Honorable mentions: BledsoeThe Lonzo Ball, a quiet night after making a big contribution in the Pelicans' win over the Raptors to open the season. Ball was much more of a passenger in the Christmas Day loss. Ball opened the game with an early three-pointer and then hit just one field goal the remainder of the night. His final stat line on the night was 6 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals and 1 block. Ball shot 2 of 8 from the field with all those attempts coming from behind the arc.